Hey there, this is Jamie Newman, and you're watching day 2 of the What If Project. Again, Jamie Newman, that's my name. I'm the founder of YourBestManager.com and the host of the Your Best Manager podcast. And before I jump into the day 2 What If tip, if you're watching this and you have not signed up for the What If Project, you should probably do that. So you can just go over to yourbestmanager.com/whatif, and you can sign up there. And what that does is that gives you access to all the complete video library. So there's going to be 30 videos that I'll be sharing throughout the month of June, all based on leadership tips under the premise of what if. So like, what if managers everywhere just did one small thing every single day to become a better leader? And so I'm on Facebook Live literally every day for the month of June, sharing one small thing that you can do each day to become a different kind of leader. And speaking of different, I've also talked about that I am building right now a brand new leadership development program called Different. And this is kind of the kickoff for it. And so if you sign up for the What If Project, you can get some more information on that. But the reason I want to bring that up right now is because yesterday, access to that program was $10. And some people took advantage of it, and I wish I had your names so I could welcome you. But today it's $20, and tomorrow it's $30, and then it's $40, all the way up until it's going to be at $300 by the end of June to access this as a founding member. And then it'll stay at that price until the program launches, which is an 8-week program, and it should be launching August 1st. I guess maybe it'll wait till September if everyone who's in the program wants it to be September, because that sounds like a good time for school to start. But target start date for that is going to be August 1st. Anyway, so you can sign up, get all the information on both the What If Project, which is free, and that includes the video that you're watching today, as well as 4 webinars that I'll be hosting throughout the month of June as well. And other than that, I guess we should jump into today's What If tip. And again, the whole premise of this project is what if managers did just one thing every day to become a different kind of leader? And I'm taking a lot of this content that I'm sharing with you from conversations that I've had on the Your Best Manager podcast. As of today, we are 84 episodes deep into the Your Best Manager podcast. And for today's What If tip, I'm actually going all the way back to episode 1 with Mike Figliolo, and I'll also reference, and I can't remember the episode title, but it's also referencing an episode with a man named Victor Prince. And Victor Prince and Mike Figliolo wrote a book, and that book was called, or is called, Lead Inside the Box. And so what we're talking about today is task-based leadership, and the question is, what if managers everywhere, what if all managers today went to work and made decisions about where to spend their time based on where they were actually needed, not what was comfortable or what is comfortable, because that's what commonly happens. Especially true for first-time managers. You walk into work and you think, where am I comfortable? Where do I want to spend my time? And there's actually 3 different pitfalls that managers fall into when it comes to allocating their time. And this is what Mike and Victor talk about in their book. And so that's why I've written it up here. I apologize, by the way. The lighting in here is not great. I've got a window like straight in front of me, but for some reason it's really dark. But hopefully you can read some of this stuff that I've got up on the board. So the 3 pitfalls managers fall into are spreading it too evenly, and they call it the peanut butter approach. And that's where, let's say you got 5 members on your team. What is tempting to do is say, well, I want to spend my time evenly with all 5 team members because I want to treat people fairly. I want to treat people equally, which sounds admirable, but different people need different things. And so if you are approaching your management with a peanut butter spread approach, you're missing opportunities to properly develop the people that need more time, and you are probably bothering the people that don't need as much of your time. So that's a common pitfall. The other one would be playing favorites. That you don't have favorites. There are people on our teams who we just like better. Now that sounds awful to say because we should care about everybody, but there are going to be people you hire and your personalities are going to just mesh a little bit better. Or you're going to have that top performer, or you're going to have that personality, maybe that outgoing person who you just like spending time with. And so it can be tempting for managers to spend too much time playing favorites and spending too much time with the people they like and avoiding some of the people they don't know as well yet, or some of maybe the new team members, or that member who's put on their team without their maybe approval. It shouldn't happen. And if you're watching this and if you're watching this video right now, I know that you care about being a good leader, and this probably isn't the one the trap you fall into, right? Maybe. Anyway, I've fallen victim to this before, and many managers do. And the third one is you go where it's easy. This is super common. You walk into work and you know there are some problems that need your attention, but instead of addressing them, you go where it's easy. You go where you have expertise. You go where you're going to look good, and that's where you choose to spend your time. And so those are the three pitfalls that managers come into when they're allocating their time and when they're trying to decide where to spend their time leading their people. This is all part of the comfort zone. And as we all know, very little happens of value within the comfort zone, other than sometimes you feel good. But if you want to grow, if you want to develop, if you want to influence, if you want to make change, because like, what if managers everywhere would just step outside of their comfort zone? I mean, that's probably going to be another tip for later on in the month. I can just imagine it. But the whole point here is these pitfalls happen because it's tempting to walk into work and look for places where we're going to be comfortable and lead from comfort. And so what I'm suggesting today is that you look at more of a task-based leadership approach. And it's the same thing that Mike Figliolo and Victor Prince talk about in their book. It's also very similar to a concept called situational leadership. And I've taken the Situational Leadership 2 course with Ken Blanchard. And situational leadership is essentially looking at people based on each task and their development level and their capabilities within that task and leading them accordingly. I'm not going to walk through the entire model of it, but because some of you may be familiar with it, and if it's new, I don't want you to try and take what I'm going to share and then all of a sudden start implementing it in your business or on your team. But those development levels, and I recognize maybe you can't see them too easily here. The first development level is your enthusiastic beginner. They're excited to be at work. They're excited to do the job, but they have no idea what they're doing. The second development level would be a disillusioned learner. And so this can be a frustrated learner. They get some of it, but not all of it, or they think they know more than they do. So this is a challenging area right here. The third one is capable but cautious. And so this is the person who they probably know what they're doing, but they're scared to make mistakes, or they act with fear, or they avoid doing things because they're not 100% confident. And then the fourth development level would be your self-reliant achiever. And so the concept of situational leadership is not to assess the person and where they fall, but assess the task and where the person is in regards to the development on that particular task. So if you've got, let's say, a customer service issue, the employee you just hired may be excited to go deal with a customer service issue, but they may not be very good at it. And so you're going to want to spend more time with that person. That makes sense. Whereas the self-reliant achiever, if you go in and you try and manage that customer with your self-reliant achiever, your D4, according to the situational leadership model, you're going to bother them and you're not going to be effective. So this whole thing I'm talking about is related to, again, task-based leadership. And so here's the thing that I want you to walk away from this real quick tip. Here's what you do, because the what if question was, what if managers spent time, made conscious decisions based on need? And so there's 3 questions that you can ask every day when you walk into work that will help you do all of this, do all of the situational leadership stuff, do task-based leadership, spend your time in the right places, avoid these pitfalls. 3 questions. The first question is, do I understand the tasks my team are performing today? And so again, whether you've got 3 employees or 5 employees, you almost just want to go through and list off in your head or even with a sheet of paper. And by the way, if managers would just go into work 15 minutes early and plan, boom, life, careers, industries changed. But what you want to do is you want to list out the tasks that they need to accomplish today. That would be the question 1. What tasks are my team responsible for today? The next thing would be, are they capable, or who are almost to evaluate their capabilities. Don't worry about this D1, D2, D3, D4 unless you go for the training, which I do recommend. But what you want to do is you just want to think, all right, so let's say I've got 5 employees on my team. I know what tasks they're performing. How good is each person at the task? And rate them. And then based on that, you ask the third question, which is, where do I need to spend my time today? And so if you think about it, you're now analyzing the task, you're analyzing people's capabilities, and you're making a decision based on those two things as to where you are needed, not where you want to go, not where's comfortable, not where's equal time allocation, but where you actually need to spend your time. And go figure, when you actually do this, you will make good decisions in terms of how much time. Because if you went through your 5 employees and 2 of your employees are incredibly good at the task that they've been assigned, you'll just check in on them. You're going to know to do that because you've actually been intentional about thinking, how am I going to spend my time with these people today? So the whole thing just boils down to time and making good decisions and planning ahead. And again, the 3 questions are, what's the tasks my team needs to perform? What are their capabilities on those tasks? And based on those 2 things, where should I spend my time today? If all managers everywhere took 5 minutes every day to just think about those things, they would lead their teams way more effectively. All right, so that is the what if tip for today. As another reminder, go check out the different program that I'm building right now. You can do that over at yourbestmanager.com/today. Again, yesterday it was $10. Today it is $20 to join as a founding member. And you'll actually get to help me tailor everything I've got to be relevant to you, your business, and what you want to get out of it. And one of the things I've already learned from doing some surveys even before this launched was time management is one of the most common challenges that managers face. And I'm going to make sure that there's a huge chunk of time spent on time management. Hey, Michelle. That was weird to just like randomly say, hey, Michelle, but hey, Michelle, thanks for hopping on. So yeah, go to yourbestmanager.com/today and yeah, sign up for $20. And if you've got 5 people on your team that want to become leaders, maybe spend $20 on each of them too and help them get some leadership development as well. Other than that, just so you know, I will be also hopping in my private Facebook group, the Uncover Your Leadership Potential Facebook group at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time today. And so if you have any questions, it's a Friday Q&A. So you can hop into that group. If you're not already a member, come join, Uncover Your Leadership Potential, and ask me any questions you want about either the What If project, the theme of the week that I'm running in there, which is on employee training, or you can ask any questions on the different program that is operating. If you have any questions about what I've actually got built so far, anything like that. But other than that, have a fantastic, what day are we today? We're Friday. Have a fantastic weekend. And if you join me in the group, I will see you in like 4 hours, less than that. Other than that, see ya.